Oh my god, let's try something.
See what happened on TV
Oh
last
yeah,
night?
I always watch.
Oh my god.
It's so fun. It was so
Yeah,
good.
I watched that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Hi, I'm Stevie.
And I'm Talena.
And this is Twin Talk. So once again, we started off with the Shanae drama, but we are in luck, guys, because
she finally got sent home. I mean,
Thank
it
God.
was a roller coaster. If I was Genevieve, and by no means do I think Genevieve and Clayton are good for each other or belong together, that's besides the point. The point is that Clayton is kind of dumb. Like, I am sorry, Clayton. I don't know what these people are telling you. Because, like, you can say all you want. Oh, well, you know, producers put it in a different light, or I wasn't seeing the full picture. But Shanae has nothing behind her eyes except for crazy. Like, you can't see that. And he straight up turns to Genevieve and says, I have a question for you. Are you an actress?
it was so accusatory. He has no tact.
He has no tact. If I was Genevieve, I would be like, A, I'm not, and B, go fuck yourself. I'm taking myself out of this equation because you're not the kind of person that I want to be with.
Yep.
You're blind. You're accusatory. You're not being fair in your questions.
Yeah. He never asked Shanae any of that. He was always like, you know, the girl said this about you. Why don't you go apologize? Blah, blah, blah. And then with Sarah, with Shanae, with all these, with Genevieve, with all these girls, he's like, so I heard that you're like this. Is it true? Like, it's just so, like, in your face. I don't like it.
No.
And here's the thing is, I feel like where Clayton's getting mixed up is that he does need somebody who's going to sort of take the reins and tell him what to do. And Shanae will do that, but it's not the same vibe. You know?
And it's not healthy.
And it's not a healthy relationship. So,
I agree.
it was awkward. And 2-on-1s are always awkward, but this was awkward.
And then they leave Shanae, and then they have, like, this little moment, but, like, I personally just feel like they just don't work together. They don't work together. At that point, he should have just sent them both home and been like, listen, I believe you, Genevieve, but through this whole process, I've just realized that you're not my person, and Shanae definitely is my person. So unfortunately, I can't give anybody this rose.
Yeah, that would have been, like, cutting the fat a lot easier, but...
Well, and if I was ever on a 2-on-1, I would basically cut myself, because if you're on a 2-on-1, I just don't feel like there's any coming back from that. There's no, I'm going to win his heart at the end.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just doesn't seem...
Exactly. That's not happening. Like, if you go on a 2-on-1, you're not winning. End of story. Usually, the people who go on the 2-on-1 end up leaving the next week.
Yeah.
I feel like they don't really stick around that much longer. So, I don't know. The girls celebrated when the producer came in, and she was like, I'm here for my moment of fame. And she stood next to, she popped her hip.
I was dead.
It was so funny.
Like, good for you, girl. You got your moment on TV.
Moment of fame.
She was so funny. She comes in and she looks at the suitcases and pops her hip, and then she takes Shanae's suitcase, and I was deceased.
And all the girls started cheering and celebrating and popping champagne.
Gabby was my spirit animal.
Yeah.
She took 2 bottles of champagne and just started chugging. I was like, oh no, there's gonna be champagne game part 2. Not really, but like I was like scared it was gonna blow up in her face. But
oh my god, it was hilarious.
Gabby is a real class act. She is so fucking funny.
Seriously. And then Shanae has the audacity to call Clayton a fuckboy, and I'm like, no, he's just a little stupid.
Yeah.
Stupid in like in the most loving sense of the term.
I agree. Like, I do not think Clayton is a fuckboy at all. I think he's just a little simple.
Yeah, simple in love.
Yeah.
I don't think it takes a lot to make Clayton happy.
Right.
Which I think is the problem, and why we know at the end he tells 3 girls he loves them, because I feel like he's happy in the moment. So he's not very good at making decisions, which is why he needs a woman who is gonna take back the mashed potatoes at the restaurant. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
He needs a strong, hard woman that's gonna be like, but he didn't order mashed potatoes. He ordered the coleslaw.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
exactly.
because he's just gonna eat the mashed potatoes even though it gives him indigestion.
Exactly.
You know what I mean, or whatever the case may
exactly
be.
how he is.
But I mean, it does seem like him and Rachel. I mean, can we just call it what it is? I would be
the front
so
runner.
surprised if she didn't win. They forgot the cameras were there.
I mean, they had the most chemistry. And you can tell that too, because here's the thing is Clayton is not good in front of the camera.
No.
When he knows the camera is there, I don't think he isn't genuine when the cameras are there, but I think he's like, oh shit, I'm on camera, and he kind of walks a little funny, and he doesn't really feel natural, because it feels like, oh shit, like I'm being watched, like he's a little nervous about it.
Mm-hmm.
But when he's with Rachel, you can just tell, like, he is in the moment. He is not thinking about the cameras at all. Like, he is just with her. I mean, she is the front runner. If she doesn't win, I would be so fucking surprised, because I don't see that chemistry with
Anybody else
on the show.
I don't either. Like, that shit is
Anybody else.
real.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, we went, like, the 2-on-1 really didn't last that long. We went straight to the cocktail party.
Mm-hmm.
There was little moments here and there with some of the contestants. The people we thought were going to go home went home, Marlena and Hunter.
Yeah. I hope Hunter's on Bachelor in Paradise, because I actually want to see more from her.
Yeah.
I think she's cute as a button. And I personally would like to see her
And
a
she
little bit
seems like a real person.
more. Right.
She doesn't seem like an Instagram hag or like, you know, somebody who's just there for, you know, to get endorsements or whatever the case may be. Like, she really does seem like a normal, down-to-earth person.
Yeah.
So, I would love to see more of her.
Yeah, I agree.
I figured Marlena was going home. I just don't really see him being into her. I think he probably wanted to keep Hunter over Mara.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm assuming the producers made him keep Mara.
Right.
Obviously, because they had to stir up the drama, because the whole next part was Mara is mad because she's not getting her one-on-one time, and she deserves it. And she was sort of throwing a fit.
She was throwing a fit.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Mara. Like, who are you to tell somebody else when they're ready to be engaged? Like, worry about yourself.
Yeah.
But the thing is she's not worried about herself, because she needs a scapegoat to feel, you know, to blame Clayton for something when she inevitably gets sent home, because she knows that he's not a right fit for her. This is what I don't understand about these girls, is instead of making a huge deal about everything that fucking happens and trying to, and who knows, like, maybe if I was on the show, like, I would do the same thing, because, you know, you're trying to avoid embarrassment and you know, all of this stuff, like guilt about not, you know, being the one or whatever, I don't know. But just realize, like, oh, you know what, I gave it the old college try, but obviously I wasn't meant, like, to meet my person here. And then maybe I'll end up on Paradise or something, but it's like, I do not want to see Mara in Paradise. Like, I
don't
am
either.
over her. Like, she's obviously insecure about her age. And
Yeah.
her and Clayton obviously aren't, I don't know. I just don't like her attitude. She's like, I'm a strong, independent woman, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, sometimes I'm kind of like, if you have to say that, I don't really think you are.
Yeah, I completely agree. And I'm also, especially in Bachelor in Paradise, you know who's going on there, because, I mean, you don't know, but you know that they're pulling from the pool of contestants that have already been. And I can't think of a single person that I think Mara would be good with.
Mara, yeah.
Mara.
Mara
would be good with.
I can't think of one person. Like, I feel like she's completely out of this Bachelor realm. I feel like she doesn't feel like she fits the vibe of the other girls. I don't know if it's because of her age. I don't know what it is, but I'm not into it. Stop attacking. Here's the thing, is they're kind of making it look like Sarah. I don't want to say Sarah's the next villain, but they're making it look that way a little bit in the previews. Like, they're like, Sarah's flaunting around, blah, blah, blah. And I really hope that's not the case. I really hope, because to me, it seemed genuine when Sarah was like, and I think Sarah said it exactly how it was.
Yeah.
Sarah was like, she's insecure. I knew this was going to happen when I got a second 2-on-1. This is what I was scared of. I think this is why she's attacking me. She's like, I'm here for the right reasons. I mean, who knows? Maybe
and Clayton even said, I knew when I gave you the second 2-on-1, there would be a target on your back.
Right, exactly. And so, I don't know, but now in the previews for the next episode, they're making it seem like Sarah's flaunting around like she has it in the bag, and who knows if that's all a fake out or whatever. I really hope it is a fake out because I really don't want Sarah to become that type of person because I think she is a mature 23-year-old. But like we said, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you're a mature 23-year-old, you're still 23. Just like with fucking Mara, it doesn't matter if you're it doesn't matter if you're 32 years old. That doesn't mean you're mature because to me,
the way she's acting,
Mara's actions are not mature to me.
No, she's acting real immature.
So at the end of the day, age matters, but also doesn't matter for your maturity level.
Yeah, the thing with Mara is not once in any of her packages has she ever been like, I like Clayton, that's why I'm fighting so hard. It's been like, I'm ready for marriage, that's why I need this.
Right. She'll take anybody that's given to her. She's
Exactly. She'll take anybody who's given to her because she's a Claire and
she's a Annalise.
Mm-hmm.
She's a you know what? If you can find somebody that's okay with that, good for you. That's not really my cup of tea. I would rather find somebody that I feel like I have a connection with and blah blah blah. I'm not gonna try to force a connection or just be okay with anybody that loves me back because I'm just ready for something. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And I feel like these people are like, you know what? I want to get married. Okay, you seem like a nice guy. Let's make it work.
Exactly.
Come on. No. I don't like that.
No. I think he belongs with Rachel, but we'll see what happens.
Agreed.
Teddy, though, I'm not feeling Teddy.
No.
She finally went on a one-on-one. I didn't feel like they had a good connection. She's like, I love eating ice cream in the rain. And I'm like, who loves walking in the rain and eating ice cream? That sounds so miserable. You guys look miserable right now.
Yeah.
They looked miserable.
And I hate when people, walk, fucking, like this. I'm like, aren't you bumping into each other?
Aren't you uncomfortable?
Space, man.
Yeah, each have their own fucking umbrellas. It's not romantic.
Not to me, no.
Well, here's the thing with Teddy is that she's like, I have a big secret to tell him. And at first we were like, what's the secret? And they were like, oh. At the very beginning, she made this whole big fuss about how she was a virgin. Mm-hmm. But then we have not seen Teddy for 5 episodes.
Right.
So we forgot all about Teddy because we really have not seen her. We haven't really seen her on any of the group dates and any packages. She's been in the background.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the problem with the last couple of seasons of Bachelor is I feel like there's no consistency among the characters.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, you're down to 3 people and you're like, that person I barely even know. And then you just start seeing their personality and you're like, okay, well, I feel like it could work.
Mm-hmm.
But how would I ever know because that person has gotten no screen time.
Yeah.
So, I know their job is tough. There's so many girls they have to get in. They have to get in the storylines and X, Y, and Z. But we haven't seen Teddy. So she sits down for the date. She tells him she's a virgin. And
he's like, I would have never guessed that about you.
It was just crazy.
It was weird. It was weird the way he responded.
He didn't know how to respond. That was the issue. You could just tell he did not know how to respond.
But she was like, I'm not waiting. She's like, I'm a sexual person. And
she dug herself into a hole.
She dug herself into a hole, correct. Because she was like, I'm not waiting for marriage. I'm waiting until I'm in love. And he's like, okay, but if you've never been in love, how do you know when you're in love? Right. And she was like, oh, well, I just feel like, you and I have a connection and everything's going well. And I don't know. That's a tricky situation.
It is. I just feel like the whole I'm going to wait till I'm in love to have sex thing is just so overrated because then you're setting yourself up to such a high pedestal. And if it doesn't work out, then you feel like you've done a disservice or a dishonor to yourself.
Right.
And it's just really setting you up for a battle within yourself and for at what cost? Literally only yourself,
Yeah.
I'm not saying go out and, have sex with 1,000 different guys and not be safe and whatever, but at the end of the day, it's just fucking sex. it's such a taboo that people build it up into their heads to be this like crazy thing, and you know it's now poor Teddy. Who knows? She's gonna be the 40-year-old virgin, and it's never gonna live up to her expectations.
Right.
And she'll probably never find somebody that she really, really loves so much that, you know, I don't know. I just feel like it's an awful, whatever, good for her. She's stuck to it. It is what it is. If she can, I hope she finds somebody. I don't think it's Clayton,
but she also just gave Clayton an out because, and I think he realized this too in his head, is like, he was like, okay, this information is I don't really know how to respond to it right now, but now I have an out, because now it's going to be when I eventually let go of Teddy, because I think he knows deep down, like, I don't think Teddy's the one.
Oh, yeah.
That he's going to be like, you know, I don't want to take you to fantasy suites because I don't want to do a disservice to you because I don't have those same feelings. And then what is she supposed to say?
But I love you.
Right. You know what I mean?
And you know that's what she's going to say.
And then he's like, well, I don't love you, so that's not fair to have sex with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he has an out now, which I'm sure, I bet you anything he will use when he eventually lets her go. He'll be like, you know, I know your virginity is something you want to keep until you're in love with somebody, and even if you feel that way about me, unfortunately, I don't feel that way about you, so I have to let you go.
Mm-hmm. Easy.
What is she supposed to say to that? No?
You
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so he has an easy out with Teddy, and I think he realizes that. And I think, you know, I think she'll make it one more week, but then before hometowns,
yeah, she'll get the axe, right?
She'll get the axe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so too. I loved the group date.
Yeah, the group date was fun.
I thought it was fun. I mean, it was
Irene fucking ate all the food.
It was so gross. I'm like, she was like squeezing the fish eyes into her mouth. It was just fucking nasty. It was just so gross.
Yeah.
I will say I did like Marinara's poem.
Oh yeah. But she was so
different.
cocky. She was like, all these girls, like, I need competition. Like, I'm gonna blow them out of the water. Like, I just hate people like that. Like, just do your thing. Just be humble, man. Like, come on.
I hate that too. I did like her poem, but I didn't like her like packages.
Right, exactly.
But you know, they're hyping her up. They're making her the new villain. They're trying to get her way out. You know, on her way out. So
yeah,
it is what it is.
I wouldn't say villain per se, but she's the one starting the drama.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I mean, there really is no true villain anymore. I feel like, because Shanae is gone, and let's be honest, she was the villain of the show. Yeah. But I mean, yeah, Marinara is like the next villain, if you will, but it's literally just to push her out because it's never gonna work with her and Clayton.
Exactly.
But I did like her poem. So, yeah. Serene ended up winning the
like coat of armor or whatever it was.
The coat of armor.
But she didn't end up winning the group date rose.
No.
Guess who won it?
Rachel. And she said she is falling in love with him. Oh, well, she said, I'm falling for you.
Yeah.
Because Clayton got a little weird. He was like, I just want to make sure that you really like me. And she was like, you're scaring me. She speaks in a whisper. You're scaring me. And he was like, why am I scaring you? And she was like, because I thought we had something really special. I don't think you even understand how much I'm falling for you. And then Clayton just like puppy dogged it. And then they had this whole moment.
Yeah.
And it was just,
I think Clayton like knows, but he just had to get that final reassurance because he was starting to second guess himself and like getting ahead of his emotions. And I think he knows that Rachel is the one. So he was just like, I just need to hear her say it one more time. You know what I mean? And then when she got the rose, like she was completely like, that solidied it. She was like, just like, wow, okay, like this is real. Like we have something, yeah.
Yeah, we have something special. But then Clayton's at his home and he gets a little slip under the door that says, meet me at the clock tower. And we're praying to God. We're like, please don't be Mara. Please don't be crazy like Shanae coming back or anything like that. Like I would have just not been okay with that. But it was cute little Susie. I mean, I do think I do think it was a little bit desperate. You know, because Sarah got the second one-on-one, and Susie was like freaking out. So
and it's always funny when these people can just make up the rules. It's like if I could just go meet you at any time I wanted, I would just slip notes under your door all the time.
Exactly.
Hey, let's go have a little rendezvous away from everybody while everybody's asleep. So the producers
are like, Susie, go do this and make sure you say you're falling in love, because Susie said she's falling in love. And here's my thing is, I would have been completely fine with Susie pulling him away to the clock tower. I think that was sweet, whatever. But for her to do this whole, like, I'm falling in love with you and I just wanted to let you know and blah, blah, blah. I don't know. It just felt a little desperate to me.
Yeah.
I didn't really like that.
Yeah, that wasn't really my jam either.
But I didn't mind her pulling him away to the clock tower, and I thought it was nice. And
yeah, I thought maybe it should have just been more like, I just haven't seen you all week, and I don't want to like overstep my boundaries because I know that there are other women, but I just wanted to let you know this is how I feel, and I just wanted to spend a little bit more time with you. And then it could have been that, and they could have watched the stars or whatever they did together. But
exactly.
Then it just felt like, hey, I'm still here. Oh, by the way, I love you.
Make sure you keep me around.
Like it did seem a little desperate, I guess. But Susie's so cute, and I think it was the best intentions because she's just cute as a button, man.
She really is cute. Am I crazy, or did they completely cut out the date portion of Sarah's date?
It was so fucking weird. It's like all of a sudden they cut to them having dinner and they didn't show the date portion at all. Which it's like, okay, you're gonna have a second one-on-one. Let's see the one-on-one. Like, how about instead of having a one-on-one, just say, hey, Sarah, we need to talk things through. Let's go out to dinner. And then maybe it wouldn't have had so much pressure with the other girls. Like, maybe the other girls would have been like, oh, fuck, maybe she's getting sent home, or X, Y, and Z, instead of like, oh, you're getting a two-on-one or a one-on-one.
Yeah, like another one. Oh, he must like her the best, or whatever the case may be.
Weird.
It was just really weird the way it was cut. Mm-hmm. Sarah blinks so much. I think she's so cute, but she just is always blinking, and it throws me off. I'm just like,
I think she's nervous to be on camera too. Like, she's always like making sure she looks good, like her hair's back, like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Not saying that I think maybe she's just very aware of the camera, just like Clayton is.
Yeah. But well, she was distraught.
She was distraught. Like, I think she was truly taken aback.
Yeah, you could see on her face, she was just like, out of all the things anybody could say, that is a blatant lie.
Right.
Like, I literally, and you know what's so crazy about this season is that's happened a lot this season, is where the girls are like, that's a lie. Like, I'm taken aback because that couldn't have been taken out of context. Mm-hmm. It couldn't have been misconstrued. It is literally made up. Mm-hmm. And I just feel like their people are interesting enough to where it'll create its own drama.
Right. Exactly.
You don't have to plant these seeds. Mm-hmm. If you cast interesting people, interesting things are going to happen.
Right.
Whether they're good or they're bad, plain or simple. So it's tough because I feel like we never really get a true sense of the personality of these girls because everything is so planted. Mm-hmm. But with Genevieve, with Sarah. Mm-hmm. With who else did Shanae attack? Or lie about? Cassidy lied about somebody too.
Yeah.
But with all these girls, they're like, it's a blatant lie. Mm-hmm. That literally never happened. And that happened last season, in Michelle's season, when
when Jamie attacked Elizabeth, and she was like, you were in the pool, and Elizabeth was like, what? And she's like, tell me you were in the pool. You're lying about being in the pool. And she's like, first of all, what the fuck?
Yeah, Elizabeth,
and second of all, years ago. Like, who cares if I was in the pool or not? You're making this into something that it's not because you know that you're in the wrong.
Exactly. So I just feel it started a little bit in Michelle's season, but I felt like the boys in the men in Michelle's season were like chef's kiss for the most part. Mm-hmm. So, it didn't happen so much. It happened with Jamie in the beginning when he had that blatant lie about Michelle knowing Joe or whatever the case may be. Mm-hmm. But it's been rampant.
Yeah.
In this season. And it's just crazy. It's just crazy.
Right. Yeah. I agree.
But so we still didn't see we need to see for next week we're gonna see the rose ceremony for this week. Mm-hmm. Because it's to be continued. So I'm sure it's gonna start with the Sarah drama. Sarah will probably confront Marinara. and then Mara will say something. I think maybe Sarah will self-eliminate.
Maybe, I don't know. I honestly
we
don't know, because there are more things kind of unraveling. Like, it's like now we see this whole thing where they're like, well, Sarah's walking around like she has this in the bag. I don't know if that's a fake out. I don't know if Sarah is going to kind of change and be like, oh, look, like, he still gave me a rose. Like, if she's, like, overly confident now because of this happened, So I really don't know what's going to happen. We'll see, won't we?
It's crazy because when they first put out the commercials and the previews and stuff, it felt very like, oh, you told us exactly what was going to happen. But I knew that there had to be other layers to it, because why would they do that?
Right.
And now all of a sudden we're seeing this footage of, they're making it look like Gabby says something to Clayton that really pisses him off, and Sarah's all cocky all of a sudden. So there's still a lot to come that we do not know about.
Yeah.
And they haven't really been doing a good job of giving us episode previews.
Yeah, it's all like...
So you don't really know what's happening in the next episode.
Yeah. Exactly.
So we're on this journey together, guys. And I guess we'll all figure out what happens next week.
Yep. Okay, we'll see you next week on Twin Talk.
Bye.
Bye. Eggs and bacon.